Hare Krishna, everyone. Now the big day is there. Purification of the false ego, a topic we all like, because we really want to get rid of it. We do want, at the same time we're very attached to it. Okay. So now just a warning. The way for the ladies that warning is, we discuss now, and it doesn't take long I believe, how the false ego gets purified for the lady within the Grihasta Ashrama. And I will only give one part of the answer. Okay? The second part will be clear, I assume. But if I give the second part away now, let's put it this way. If I give the second part away now, then it will become already more clear how the man false ego gets purified. Maybe not, but we can definitely conclude that much more easily. So for the lady, it's actually pretty straightforward, whereas for the man, it's not as straightforward. Not quite. Yeah. So that's why I only give half. So you may feel a little bit, but in your heart you want to protest. If you're in a female body, those spirits all in female body, you may feel a little bit of a tug of war happening in your heart. Just park that, just accept it. The answer will come. Okay, the second part will come. What we need to be able to do that. Okay, so I will only give the first part and leave the one aspect a little bit unanswered to start with. And then it will all come together later. Please be patient. Remember, one of the great qualities of the ladies is patience. When a female body, when a living entity in a female body acquires this quality of patience, she becomes very glorious. That's one of the amazing, important qualities to develop. Okay, so patience. How do we get purified? If we are in a female body, how does the false ego gets purified? Well, let's look into the duties of a wife. Well, ultimately, the wife should serve her husband and please her husband in all respect. That's already the solution. Putting herself in the service of the husband will ultimately then require to, have her own desires put later. And what else? Mother. That's also there in the Grihasta Ashrama. It's two roles the ladies have. One is the wife and the other one is mother. And mothers know, everyone knows, if the child screams, mother will respond. Again, her needs are after the need of the child and after the need of the husband. The husband's needs come before the needs of the wife. The children's needs become before the needs of the mother. And in that way, the purification takes place. Obviously, that's not easy, and as I said, the second part will come. Right? And it doesn't mean, in a sense, it does mean self-sacrifice, but not in a cruel or barbaric way. It's our conditioning which kind of really tugs our hearts here. But that's the process. Right? Often the example Srila Prabhupada gives is, how devotional service to Krishna is like the wife serving the husband, right? And that's the easy, or it's probably what a straightforward process of purification, right? So it's the same thing. Yeah? we practice devotional service, right? And the wife can practice devotional service to Krishna, basically one-to-one in engaging in devotional service to the husband, in engaging in devotional service to the children. It's a one-to-one comparison. The process is exactly the same. You practice on the husband, you practice on guru, you practice, your service you're later on performing to Krishna. It's the same thing. You're the servant, even though it sounds horrible in the 21st century to say it in that way. So please bear with me for the second part, which comes a few sessions later, right? But it's a one-on-one application. And in that way, I mean, if we just rationalize that, it becomes very clear. Well, if we can apply ourselves in that process, then we become purified. Our false ego becomes purified. Because it's not, I'm first, me first. No, right? It's the others first and then me. Well, obviously, there must be purification, right? Right? So it makes sense looking at the process itself. We may not feel very comfortable in our heart accepting that, but the process itself on the rational platform makes sense. Yes, I can understand. In that way, the false ego becomes purified. Because it's not me first. And in the same way, and now again, it's almost a one-to-one, right? In devotional service, we serving Krishna. And sadhana bhakti means we practice. We do some things, changing our habits, chanting, engaging in service mechanically. But Krishna will reciprocate, right? And Krishna's reciprocation will then strengthen our faith. Yes, it's something is happening, so let me do more, right? And then there's again reciprocation, and then our faith increases, and in that way, that relationship with Krishna deepens. Our bhakti deepens, slowly but steadily. And in the same way, you can compare that with the relationship to the husband. I mean, obviously there's some differences between Krishna and the husband. One of them is Krishna doesn't need your service, whereas the husband actually does need your service, which we find out very soon. And Krishna can reciprocate unlimitedly, whereas the husband, the ability of the husband to reciprocate has its limits. And on top of that, it's a little bit slow sometimes, men, to really understand what a jewel they married, right? It's patience again. So there we see the differences, but the principle behind it is the same. And we hear also in the Bhagavatam nice purports, ultimately, what is the butter? The butter is the man's heart. We'll talk about that actually soon a little bit more, but that's, once that heart melts, it melts. And that's through that service, the wife, it's able to conquer the heart of the man, of the husband. And the more the heart melts, the more the husband reciprocates. But it takes time. How long? This is a nice example, a nice, I think it's an older Bengali saying, at least from East Bengal, Well, the first 10 years of the marriage, it's yes, pati, yes, pati, yes, pati. Well, yes, husband, yes, husband, yes, husband. And then the rest of your life, it's yes, Devi, yes, Devi, yes, Devi. But that's what actually does happen. If the wife is able to sincerely, from the heart, engages herself in the service of the husband, in the service of the children, that reward, that reciprocation will come in due course of time, just not instant. And nowadays, instant gratification society, everything has to be instant. It's a bit hard to digest. But again, rationally we can understand, yes, that makes sense. If I engage in that kind of service, obviously false ego must become purified. Right? So that's the process. That's how the lady gets purified. In terms of false ego, the false ego gets purified. And the false ego is the only thing in the way between me and Krishna, or Krishna and me. That's the only thing which stands between us and Krishna. It's that false ego. Not only provides Krishna the process, that's how we get purified. But then the reciprocation will fulfill all the needs of the wife at the same time, actually. If the husband finally, after years and years, understands what a jewel he has, and the reciprocation starts coming out in the proper way, right? Then all the needs of the wife will be fulfilled. Maybe not the wants. Krishna doesn't want to entangle us more. So maybe our wants are not quite fulfilled, because there may be impediments on our way back home, back to Godhead. But all our needs are fulfilled, and we'll be actually as happy as we can be in that material world. Right? Peaceful, sheltered, happy, satisfied at heart. What else do we want? Right? So that's the process for the ladies. And again, look, there's a second part coming. But, something is missing here. How can I do that? What about? It'll come soon. It becomes very clear shortly. Let's look at the men first. And then we'll give that part away. And the men, as I said, it's not as straightforward. So please bear with me. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.